Begad here, and today I'm going to answer the most common question I get on my YouTube channel. How much does it cost to get into reloading? What all the components cost and what do you need? So first I'm going to discuss the absolute basics of what you need to reload ammunition. And then secondly, I'm going to get involved in extra things you can purchase to make your reloading easier, faster, more efficient, and make higher quality ammunition. But I am not going to show you how to reload ammunition. If you want to know how to reload ammunition, just search my channel. I have many other videos on reloading all sorts of different calibers. First thing I'm going to get into is going to be the heart of your reloading setup is going to be a press. And we're just going to talk today about single stage presses because they are the most affordable press. So I'll zoom in a little bit on the press, and there's many presses, and today right now I'm showing you a rock chucker press, and this press is pretty simple. Basically it just goes up, down, you're going to put your cartridge there, your dies here, and you can also prime on this press, which is nice, and it also keeps your cost down. So that's going to be the heart of your system. Second thing that's right next to it is going to be your powder drop. This is just a mechanism that just drops the same amount of powder into your cartridges. So wherever your empty brass, you hold it below and it will drop the powder into it. And this is a must-have. You have to have a way to drop powder. Next thing you have to have is a scale. And this is going to probably be your most affordable scale right there. It's dusty. Is just your regular balance beam scale, but you can get digital scales, fancier ones, and this is a way to measure your powder so you know how much powder you're putting in your charge, and you have to measure to find out the weight of it. That's how reloading works. You can't use a cup or try to half-ass that, or else it could get very dangerous. Next thing, you will need dies, and you will need a set of dies for every caliber you want to reload. This set right here is from RCBS, and these are the carbide dies, and it's the same manufacturer that makes this whole setup. And this one is for 357 Magnum and 38 Special, and I'll go into this a little bit more closer towards the end of the video. This is going to be your bare bones minimum to start reloading. You're going to have a press, your powder drop, your powder scale, and your dies. You will be able to start loading ammunition with just that basic. And if you want to do it as cheap as possible, I recommend getting Lee makes a setup that comes with all this stuff, and I believe it's around $175. This RCBS one is going to be a little higher quality, and it's going to, I think I paid about $300 for this, and this is years ago. I've had this for a long time. I think my first video was in 2014, and I probably had it a year prior to this, and I used to reload on my uncle's stuff. So the next thing is you're going to want some sort of a tumbler, and this is optional. You don't need a tumbler, but I highly recommend one because you need a way to clean your brass. You actually don't have to clean it. You can reload brass a couple times without cleaning it. I don't recommend it, but it is doable. Next thing I'll recommend, but you do not need this right away, and this is really more for bottleneck cartridges, especially rifle cartridges that produce a lot of pressure, is a case trimmer right there. And this is just a Lyman universal case trimmer, and this works very well. Other things you can use that make your life easier, and this stuff came with my kit, and I bought a second one, shell holders. So when you're reloading ammunition, you can go ahead and put your rounds in various stages of reloading in a shell holder. That's a primer tray right there, so you can put your primers in a primer tray. All right, let's talk about the next step. So that's basically all the tools you need to reload. And this is a very basic video, basically the cost. So I would say the cheapest way to do this is to go out and buy the Lee setup, and it gives you a little bit of everything, something to get started with a single stage press. And yes, you can build up and get more complicated than that. All right, so the next thing, once you have all your equipment, is you're going to need components. There are 4 things to making ammunition. Let's say the first thing is going to be a source of brass. Whether you save your old brass, you can see there's a lot of 38 Special, and that has been cleaned. It just needs to be resized and deprimed now. Or else right here we have this, I think it's Sinclair Starline. Yeah, I think that's Starline. You can buy brand new brass. That's nice Starline brass right there. This is 44 Magnum, big stuff. Then you'll need primers. And then powder. You're gonna need a propellant. That's unique right there. It's been around for a very long time. Last, you will need projectiles. And these are just some simple, 44, yeah, these are 44 caliber projectiles. These are just lead, very simple. I reload these for 44 special. I think those are 200 grain. And those are what you need, so you have to have a way of procuring all that stuff to start reloading. Let's talk about the cost of components. The best way to do it that I've done most of my reloading is to save my old brass. And I've saved a lot of my own brass, and then I tumble it, I clean it, then I go ahead and then I start the reloading process with it. And the larger the round, the more money you can save by reloading. So 9mm, you're gonna save under normal circumstances. Right now, 9mm I know is selling in stores for between $50 to $60 for 50 rounds. It's $1 a round. So you could save oodles of money loading 9mm. I've loaded 9mm in the past. I do not load it anymore. I have plenty of it, and I do not feel the need to reload it, even though it's $50 or $60 of a good stash of 9mm. So the larger the round, the more money you save. So I save a good amount loading 357 Magnum and 38 Special, but I save more loading 44 Special and 44 Magnum. Those are great rounds to reload. I also recommend, if you want to get into reloading, I'm sure a lot of people will watch this video and want to start reloading 9mm. Nothing wrong with that, go for it. But reloading revolver rounds is usually a little easier, because a revolver isn't going to be finicky with the feeding mechanism of a semi-automatic pistol with 38 Special or 357 Magnum. And the other nice thing is, if you have a set of dies like this one, as you can see, these one set of dies will go ahead and reload both 357 and 38 Special. So you have a lot of versatility there of just buying one box of dies. So basically, you're going to be looking at, for your reloading components, and these are normal prices. You know, right now the election, this is December 10th. The election is finished. Joe Biden won, Kamala Harris. That's another conversation. But ammo prices are insane. Component prices are insane. But usually you can get the Lee startup kit. You probably won't be able to find that when I'm making this video, but that's going to be around $175. This RCBS kit is going to be around $300. For components, primers, that's a box of 1,000 primers. Primers are usually about $40 for a box of them. Now they're going for $200 on GunBroker. It's really sad, and people are paying that for them, I see. But I have an okay stash, not a great stash, but prices will go back down on these eventually. Powder is still readily available. For a pound of powder, roughly anywhere, I'm going to say in the high 20s, $27, $28. The other thing, if you order this online, the hazmat shipping, you have to pay hazardous material shipping, because this is highly flammable with UPS, and it can only be shipped UPS or FedEx ground. The most expensive part of reloading for components is going to be your projectiles. So if you were reusing brass isn't that expensive. I can get 100 brass cases at, let's say, 10mm for 20 bucks. It's not that expensive. Are your projectiles. These projectiles right here, these are good ones. These are Hornady 38 caliber, 357, 125 grain. So lighter ones, and obviously if there's more lead and more jacketing, they're going to cost more. And I just have a few left of these. But this box right there is probably at least 25 bucks, maybe 30 bucks for these XTPs. Those are good bullets. If you buy just pure lead projectiles like these, I like these Hunter Supplies a lot. These are going to be a lot less. That's probably a box of 100 count. I bet this was 15 bucks, and these are heavy. These are 200 grain lead projectiles. So these are, there's a lot more lead in this box than there is in this box. And then powder also. You can also get powder in 8-pound jugs too. This will save you a little bit of money. I want to say this usually is about 175 bucks for this, and that's IMR 4064. You'll recognize this. This is grade 308 powder, and that's what I use it for. So folks, that's about it. What you need to get started reloading and what it will cost you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Also, before you ask a question and you want to know actually how to reload, basically every caliber that I reload for all my dies, I have 45 Colt I've just started reloading. I have videos basically on reloading all my ammunition. I have 9mm reloading, 10mm reloading, 38 357 Magnums, 44 Special, 44 Magnum, 44 Colt 308 reloading videos. So go ahead, watch those videos, and I do a very good job about posting a step-by-step directions on how to reload ammunition and the steps you need to take to make good quality and stay safe. Last thing I want to throw in there and talk about staying safe is that you don't have to have it, but recipes, a book. You need to have a reloading manual. You don't have to have it, but it's a good idea. You can look up recipes and how to do it on the internet, but buy yourself a good manual. Some of the manuals right here, this Hornady one is good, but it's not great because they basically like to talk about their own stuff, what they're manufacturing, their bullets, XTPs, and they leave out a lot of stuff that's out there. But this one right here, I think this is, yeah, this is a Lee reload, Richard Lee. Yeah, this is a Richard Lee manual. This is a better manual than the Hornady, but it's good to have both, and it definitely can't hurt. But you're also able to look up online. There's plenty of good websites out there and a lot of guys that are posting, and women, that are posting recipes. So folks, thanks for asking. If you have any questions, post them below and I'll get back to them as soon as possible. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching, folks.